This episode of the Fandom Zone is brought to you by Tweaked Audio.
To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
You look really familiar. I've seen you before, haven't I?
Barry.
Barry.
Barry Allen.
Right,
it's fine.
sorry.
Some people are just meant to be in your life.
What am I going to do with you?
Well, I can think of a few things. Might need a stretch first, though.
You told me the dead don't want anything. Either I'm willing to do whatever is necessary, or I shouldn't be up there at all.
Which is exactly why I can't be.
You can't kill murder. You can't get revenge on evil. You can only fight them where they live.
Yes, that was the X-Men theme. I'm Karen, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Charles.
Well, hello, other lovely co-host.
And also the lovely Tom Ellis, who is on the front of Charles's new Blu-ray DVD, Lucifer, Season 1.
Yes, which is not available on the masses at, like, say, Target or what have you, because they're jerks. But it is available on Warner Archive.
Very nice.
So I especially ordered that because
awesome.
I wanted the Blu-rays.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Blu-ray is the only way to go, really, right?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Because my wife Lori wants to see picture perfect Tom Ellis, especially with his shirt off.
I'm nodding. Yes. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'll take Leslie Ann Brandt.
Sure.
Mazikeen.
Or
what's her name? Chloe. We'll just call her
whatever
Chloe.
Her real name is. I'm sorry.
I can't remember her name. Sorry.
Right. Me either. But Leslie Ann Brandt is definitely the number one. Yeah.
So smoking.
He is smoking.
Yep.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. By the way, this is the Fandom Zone, episode 74. And next week is our episode 75, and we will have something special planned. So keep your eye out for that. It's
your ear holes. Keep your ear holes open.
That's right. It is a surprise. Well, I guess we should announce it here.
Do you want to do it now, or why don't we announce it at the end of the show?
Okay, we'll do that at the end of the show. So keep your ears on the show, or else you won't know what we'll be doing. And you need to know ahead of time, because it's something you can do on Saturday. You can actually listen.
And which Saturday would that be, Karen? This coming Saturday?
Labor Day.
Labor Day is on a Monday.
Labor Day weekend, Saturday.
Labor Day weekend, Saturday. Right. All right.
Right?
So it's like the third, I believe. Is it?
Third, yes.
Yes, I am correct. Woohoo!
It is the third.
How'd that happen?
So the 3rd of September, we'll be doing our 75th episode, and you can participate. Well, sort of. So we'll be talking about that at the end of the show. Did I tease that enough?
I think you did.
Okay.
I think you did.
Okay, so today we'll be talking about Fear the Walking Dead, the return, the mid-season premiere, 208, Outcast, Season 1, Episode 10, its season finale.
Yep.
Wynonna Earp, 110. It's nothing. Just an episode.
It's nothing.
Well, the other ones had
how dismissive.
A premiere.
That's nothing.
This
no
is
big
just
deal.
An episode. But it was a pretty big episode. So
it was pretty good. I liked it.
It had a reveal in it.
And we're actually in sync on that one.
Yeah. Are we in sync we're in sync on everything?
Not an Outcast.
But Fear the Walking Dead.
Yep. We're pretty in sync on Fear.
Oh my goodness.
Outcast, we have a controversy.
Yeah. Big time.
Throw that. Charles Karen, throw down.
Same with Fear the Walking Dead, too. So, okay. So let's start with Fear the Walking Dead, shall we?
Yes, please.
Season
Let's get through that as fast as possible.
Oh, no. Season 2, episode 8, Grotesque, which apparently...
Yeah, that's kind of my opinion of the episode.
Yeah.
But, written by Kate Barnow, directed by Daniel Sackheim.
Okay. So you're thinking barn sack. Is that what you're giving this episode?
I wish we could give Nick the sack, but...
Okay, so my story titles are Cactus Urine Everywhere, but Not a Drop to Drink. B story is it all led up to this back then.
Right.
And Way Southern Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to give a piece of trivia up front. There was a song used while Nick was on the road, and it was called How Low by Jose Gonzalez. His music is used on a lot of television shows, and when I looked it up, it was a lot of television shows. But he also composed the song Teardrop, performed by Massive Attack, and if you recognize that at all, it was the theme to House.
Yep, which I have on my iPod, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is a good song.
Dun, 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 dun. Yep. Anyway,
it's pretty awesome.
I can't really do it justice, but it's good.
Neither can I, because there's no words, right? It's just
exactly. It's musical, so yeah.
Instrumental.
Thank you.
It's a really good song, but he's a really he composes and he also writes the lyrics to all of his music. So, and he's written for a lot of people.
Do we know a couple other things he's written?
Of course, you would ask me that.
I'm sorry. No, you don't have. Don't worry about it. We can look. Everybody, you can just look it up on Wikipedia.
Kylie Minogue, Joy Division, Bruce Springsteen. Sorry, Bronx Beat.
Bruce Springsteen. Charles Smash. Sorry, a little Next Stop Everywhere foreshadowing there on that one.
Yeah, he's been on MTV Live, Jimmy Kimmel. He's done a lot of music for the OC, Friday Night Lights.
So he's all over the place.
Yep, he's done a lot.
He's everywhere.
Numbers. He did a song for the Secret Life of Walter Mitty remake. Red Dead Redemption. He did a song for that. So yeah, a lot of music, a lot.
Awesome.
So yeah, Life is Strange. Yeah.
Okay. So
good pedigree.
I would say so. I would say he definitely has a big resume.
Yeah.
Or a CV for all you Brits out there.
For all our British listeners.
Yep.
Curriculum vitae. Is that how you say it?
I think you're right.
Well, I know those are the words, but I don't know how to pronounce.
Or it's vitae. I don't know. It's vitae or
I don't know how to pronounce that second word.
I don't either. I'm not up on my Latin. There. But yeah.
I missed.
You got Brits using Latin. It's like it's a resume.
Yeah, like we don't.
Well, we try to sound important.
Okay, so
but we're Americans. We are important.
American bacon.
Americans. Yeah. All right. So let's get into this.
Okay, so cactus urine everywhere, but not a drop to drink. Let's just talk about this episode because it was all just based around Nick.
Right. It's Nick-centric.
Right.
And which is great if you're a Nick fan.
But if you're not.
Not so much.
So as we left off.
And as a mid-season premiere, an interesting choice for a mid-season premiere.
Right. It really should have shown us where they all scattered to.
Mm-hmm.
But what it did was it picked up at the last scene where we see Nick shambling off. And it just showed us him because he was the last scene. And I'm not quite sure why they did that, but I guess that's their
reasoning.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So he wakes up and he's in the maid's house. She was the maid from.
Oh, I was wondering about her. Right. Yeah, this woman that she's got like a kid. He's outside like playing soccer.
Right, and
with a soccer ball.
Some of the other house.
Which, if you notice, bookended the episode.
Mm-hmm.
That soccer ball.
Right. Exactly. So, it was a different soccer ball, obviously, but
the theme. Yeah. The theme was
kicking the ball around.
Yeah. Kid kicking a soccer ball around.
Yeah. So kid being like life.
Exactly. That makes perfect. Yeah, that's probably the analogy.
Right. And death being all
Or the metaphor, or whatever you want to call it, yeah.
Going from life, new life to new life. So she sends him off because, she says, well, you can come with us because we're going to go find people. She's going deeper into Mexico. And he doesn't. He wants to go find some place where death doesn't mean monsters. That's one of the lines he says. So he decides that's going to be up in America, I guess.
Right.
I don't know what his reasoning is for that, but that's what he decides to do. And of course, we know that's wrong. That, death.
Yeah, death. I mean, death is everywhere.
Right. Monsters are everywhere now. Everyone has this virus, and when you die, you become a monster, or someone has to kill you, and you're dead. So he decides he's going to go north, and she points out the mountain that he has to head towards, and that there are these people on the roads that are worse than the zombies. So he gets this warning. She packs him a backpack and a big jug of water.
Yeah.
Sends him
and like maybe like a little treat for later.
Right.
And there's like a juice box. And, yeah.
It's all wrapped up in a little baggie, and
he's probably like a grilled cheese sandwich in a one of those little like Glad bags.
Right. And a banana that's kind of
that he's going to trade for later because he's going to trade for like a Twinkie or something. Right. Yeah.
I got an apple. I don't want the good stuff. I got some mandarin oranges. Blah. Yeah, exactly. So he goes off on the road, and we see him, he's savoring his water. He's trying not to drink too much. He's being smart, and we think
he's being so mellow about it.
Right.
Like he's just cruising through life. Right. And I think that's probably why Nick bugs me so much, because he's just so like careless about everything.
Yes. Well, didn't you like that he kind of got owned in this episode?
Yes. Okay. Yes, I did. Which is why I rated it as high as I did.
Okay, good. So the first thing he runs across is he finds this house. Right. And he decides he's going to, rest there for a little bit. And
yeah, he's just like, oh, this is a pretty cool place to chill out. Right. And, like I'm good.
It is because, other people have taken up residence. And he hasn't learned, even though they've been through this before, that when there are other people using something, you have to kind of protect yourself and make sure they don't see you as a threat. Because if they do, then you're screwed.
Pretty much. So he should have been like at least expecting possible confrontation.
Right.
Have some kind of situational awareness.
Right.
But no, this is Nick.
Right. Or at least be ready to say, I am no threat to you. I'm just.
Well, he did say that to her.
I get that.
Well, he's just like, look, I don't want trouble, whatever.
Right. Well, she doesn't give a crap.
Yeah, this woman with a baseball bat.
Right.
Comes after him, and she's speaking Spanish.
Right, which he doesn't know.
Well, he doesn't know enough of. I think he knows some phrases.
Sure.
But he doesn't know it.
I know Spanish. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, he's not fluent.
Right. I know the swear words, and I took 2 years of Spanish in high school.
He's probably like, yo quiero Taco Bell kind of Spanish. Yeah.
Que lástima. Estas dos chicas en la cocina. What a pity! There are 2 girls in my kitchen.
¿Dónde está casa de Pepe?
Where is the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
I got that from a Steve Martin album back in the day. Yeah.
Very nice. So, he gets chased off, and bye-bye to the backpack and the water.
Yeah. This woman with a baseball bat. Okay. He really, if he was actually worth anything, he could have gotten his bag and taken off.
Right.
He could have maybe he could have dodged a couple of hits or at least grabbed the bat from her.
Right.
But no, panics. He panics. He doesn't know what to do. He gets wailed on by this woman. So he abandons the backpack full of supplies to keep him alive.
Right. And he walks. And at the very least, he could maybe come back and went, hey, my stuff. Can I get my stuff? But no, he just walks off.
Yep.
He could have tried that, the worst could have been that she holds the bat up again.
She was hitting him anyway. Why not just grab the thing and take the hit and run?
Right.
But
so he gets owned by this chick. And then he's walking and he's looking at the cars on the road and he's looking in them. There's this zombie. And as we know, he's not afraid of zombies. Right.
No, he's very mellow. Again, he's very mellow. He just looks in the car. He's like, oh, yeah, that looks cool. Just reaches right into the car, ignores the zombie.
Right. And she is reaching out to him.
Right.
So his clothes have kind of,
but he's like, oh, hey, there might be some water in here. Oh, guess what there is? It's a half-drank bottle of water.
Right. So he drinks the little bit that's left, and then he sees a radio, which is his doom in this situation.
Yes.
And he turns it on, and not too long after that, he sees these caballeros walking down the road. 3 caballeros. That's like
the 3 amigos.
Right.
No.
And
speaking of Steve Martin,
they are not good guys.
No.
They find a guy in his car, his car, the guy's car, and he's calling out for help. He wants water. He says.
Yeah.
And the 3 guys just immediately impale him with something. They kill him. He was not a zombie, obviously.
Not yet, anyway.
Right. And they laugh about it. And Nick is obviously afraid.
Yeah, he's like hiding behind a car. Right. And as these guys are down the road, and then all of a sudden the radio comes on. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And it's the Phantom Zone. What a coincidence.
Exactly. So
X-Men.
They find him. And they're shooting at him, and he's running away. And he runs and runs and runs and runs, and he ends up in the
Run away!
Right. And it really does look like the Mash Mountains in the distance.
It does. But maybe that's where they shot.
It might be, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of scrub out there.
Or the Star Trek mountains as well.
Isn't that the same mountains?
It is. That's what I'm saying. Or the classic Star Trek mountains.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm thinking that's where he is. There's a lot of scrub out there. And he sees all this cacti. And as people are told, there's water in cactus. It's not really true.
It's a pretty common belief. I can get it. Because I was just like, well, dude, there's like cactus there. Go and, like break one in half and get the water out.
It's really sappy stuff. Yes, there is liquid in it. But it's not, you can't just break it open and drink water. I mean, it's different.
Well, and also Nick was totally dehydrated
at
this point because he was stupid and left his backpack.
Right. In order to get any moisture out of that kind of cactus, you have to kind of like cook it and, eat it. What he did was he kind of poisoned himself with the cactus by smashing it because he ate the outside of the cactus as well, and that's
Yeah, I thought you just kind of suck at it and like.
Well, the flesh, yes, but don't eat the outside of the cactus. No. You want to kind of eat the the flesh, the inside, and of course he vomits it right back up, which is worse than.
Right, because now you're even more dehydrated from vomiting.
Right, because you've lost some of the fluid that's in your body.
And he may have had diarrhea as well.
Right. Exactly.
Which dehydrates you even more.
So then he has this brilliant idea to pee and drink that.
Well, this is his survival tool.
Right.
And he might be one he's aware of.
Right. To be fair, it probably helped him a little bit.
It got him down the road a little farther.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, and all this while, he's having these little flashbacks because he's kind of delirious. He's having flashbacks of rehab. The first one is with that girl that we saw him with in the pilot. And I knew it was the girl from the pilot right away. Did you know?
I did too. Okay. I spotted her. I'm just like, hey, it's a girl from Pilot, our first zombie.
Apparently, there were a lot of people that didn't recognize her until the
hey,
end.
Gloria.
Right. People were like, oh, what a twist. And I'm like, no, it's not a twist at all. It's the girl from the pilot.
We just had the pilot last year.
Right.
You've forgotten it? I mean, it wasn't like 6 years ago.
Right.
It was last year.
Plus, they were in rehab together. And we know she was a drug user. Okay, whatever.
They tried to make him go to rehab, and he said, no. I
almost used that as a story title, but I didn't.
See, I would have done that.
It didn't fit. because he did go to rehab.
Right.
So they flash back. They show him and the girl, and they're talking about when they're going to go home. And then Madison comes to get him and learns that his father was in an accident and died.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last flashback is the flashback where he shows her the book and reveals that it's a book that his dad gave him, which is why he had a hard time leaving it behind. That we're seeing that background.
Yes. And obviously, I think a lot of Nick's drug problems are in relation to his father.
Probably.
That's the implication that we got in this episode.
Right. Or at least that spiral that we saw at the beginning.
Yeah, it took him even farther once his dad checked out.
Right. He probably used a little in high school and they were upset about it, and then he just became hardcore after that. So we see all those little lead-ins to that. And of course, it's kind of paralleling what's happening, that he's spiraling as he's getting more and more dehydrated, obviously.
Exactly.
On the road. These dogs find him out in the desert.
Pack of wild dogs, yeah.
And they bite him. And
these dogs were my hero.
Yeah,
heroes. I'm like, go dogs, yes!
Right.
Chew him up good.
And of course, there's also a parallel to him and the zombies, because the dog bites him in the leg. He gets up on top of the bus, and the zombies are coming upon him.
You mean the van?
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Van, bus, whatever. The zombies are coming near to him, and the dogs go after the zombies. Zombies eat the dogs.
Bad move, dogs.
Right.
Bad move.
But by then...
and Nick's laughing at the dogs getting eaten by the zombies.
Yeah, he kind of is. And there's a horn going off in the distance, so the zombies turn. So his luck is good and bad in that minute. He runs down, he eats a little bit of the dog.
Yeah.
Which was gross to me, but...
Yeah. That the zombies had already snacked on.
Right.
So it's even grosser. It's like, it's not just a dead dog. It's the dog that zombies had chomped on.
Right.
It's their seconds. Right. Their leftovers.
And he takes the belt from one of the zombies and puts it around his leg. And then what we see is he has now not only covered himself with the zombie blood and guts. Again, but now he is shuffling like a zombie.
Well, he's honestly limping because of his injured leg.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he's almost become a zombie. He has de-evolved over the course of this episode.
Because, he's dehydrated, he's wounded.
Right.
And now he's covered in blood.
Right.
So he's essentially become what he's, I think, in the back of his head, in his mind.
He kind of feels like
he kind of feels like he's connected to the dead.
Right.
He identifies more with the dead than he does with the living.
And, we find that out when he gets to the compound in Tijuana.
Right. And I think that's what part of the thing that frustrates me with Nick is that it's like he doesn't really care about life. Like he goes through it realizing that he can be resourceful and no matter what, luck will get me out of this.
Right. He's very lackadaisical.
Exactly.
He doesn't care if he dies.
He doesn't care. And he's just relying like, oh, everything will work out. Just like, hey, man, if I just go do my thing and...
4 syllables for you.
Yeah.
Millennial. He's nodding at me.
Yes, I am.
That's a millennial.
Well, millennial stereotype. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, we'll put it that way.
Because all our millennials aren't like that.
No, that's true. But he
is definitely the stereotype.
Right. Just doesn't give a crap about anything.
Or like, or nothing. Like I'm completely disaffected.
Right. Assumes that he's going to get bailed out no matter what happens.
Yeah, something will work out.
Right. And if he doesn't,
I don't have to care.
Right. Exactly. And thinking he doesn't care if he gets bailed out, but he really would.
Yeah.
I mean, if it came down to it, he cares about dying, obviously, or else he wouldn't, open up the cactus. He wouldn't be drinking his own urine.
I think it's just when he gets desperate. But when he's not desperate,
then he feels like he wants to die. But he obviously doesn't want to die because he tries to save himself.
Right.
So I think that's what frustrates me about Nick as well, is that he says one thing and does another. So,
and he's not really worried about the safety of his mom or his sister.
No, he just runs off and leaves.
He's all wrapped up in Nick land.
Yeah, well, he feels like they abandoned him, I think, when they put him in rehab.
Planet Nick.
Right. So, anyway, we're back to Nick again because, again, the episode was all about Nick. So, we really can't talk about Matt.
You can't dodge it.
So, he's shuffling along with all the zombies. And, again, he is almost literally one of them where they're turning to him and talking to him. He is hallucinating.
Right.
And he thinks...
Because Glory as a zombie is like talking to him.
Right. And they're saying things like, oh, come with us, and, all this other stuff.
Right.
So really what I think is going on here is he's really starting to think that he's becoming a zombie. That's the only thing I can take away from it, is that he just feels like he said, he identifies with them. That's... So essentially, he just feels like he's part of them.
Which is a pretty dangerous attitude.
Yeah.
That you identify more with the dead than you do with the living.
Right. I agree. But
so anyone around you don't care about because they're alive.
Right. And
right?
He looks around and they stay zombies, but still, at one point he sees like a girl turn to him. Her eyes are bright like a living person, and she's talking to him, and then, Okay, so during this time, as they're all shuffling along in a group, the caballeros are back. And,
right.
They start shooting indiscriminately into the crowd. And
these guys are really dumb, too.
Yeah, really dumb.
Yeah, so they're all like, shoot him up, pow, pow.
Now, here, another mirror is that Nick sees the zombies turn to him and look at him directly and speak to him. And that's how he can identify that they're living. And then minutes later, when the living guys come and look at them, Nick does the same thing to them. If you notice, he just stares right into their eyes to identify that he is living and to kind of give them that warning sign to say no. Or
he's almost glaring at them, I thought.
Kind of spook them, I think.
Like he's trying to intimidate them.
Yeah.
Like this is my crew. The zombies are my running crew here. Right. I'm the leader.
Right. And also,
we're coming to get you.
I think a little bit of it is I'm alive and these guys aren't eating me. So I know something you don't know. I can survive amongst these people and you can't. So, and that scares
but then they start picking them off, zombies one by one, right. Shooting them in the head.
Again, they're standing there, in front of this huge horde of zombies, which is never a good thing. The lead caballero is so kind of taken aback by Nick staring at him that he drops all his bullets, trying to reload his gun.
In another Wile E. Coyote super genius move, he's fumbling with his bullets. They fall on the pavement.
Right.
And then instead of scooping up the bullets and backing away,
he tries to put him in the gun.
He stands there, tries to put him in the gun. Not really. He's paying attention to the gun. He's not paying attention to the zombies coming after him.
That are right on top of him.
And he finally looks up and he's like, snack, snack, snack,
right.
nom, nom, nom.
While his friends are like backing away in the truck.
Yeah.
They're already leaving. They're like, we're gone. See ya.
Yeah. Well, one guy gets left behind.
Yeah,
right?
Okay. I don't know. Maybe.
I thought one of the two remaining guys got left behind, and then he got snacked on.
Oh, maybe.
And then the one surviving guy drove off.
I don't think they're terribly important to the plot.
No, I don't either. I don't.
In the long run.
No. I've got that in my notes. Yeah, one of them flees while the other two are eaten.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, whatever.
Whatever, yeah. And then meanwhile, Nick passes out.
Right. Well, he walks a little bit further with them. And the people from the New Alexandria, the South Alexandria, are looking at him walking.
Southern Alexandria.
Yeah, way Southern Alexandria, because Alexandria is already in the South. They're looking at him and they say, it's not him. I don't know who they're referring to. We don't know who yet. But, they can tell that he's one of the living and that he's walking with the walkers, and they kind of, brush it off, and he collapses.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, what do? Do they go get him, or does he manage?
First their leader, Luciana, she's like, well, maybe we won't help him just yet. They're kind of watch him.
Right. And he falls over.
So then he's having more flashbacks.
We discussed all those.
And then, which we talked about. And then he wakes up and it's raining on him.
Oh, right.
And he's like...
He's so happy.
Yeah, it is like, hey, everything worked out again. I got my water.
Right.
Life is great.
Don't you hate
or
it?
Whatever. You just want to punch him right in the throat.
Well, you do.
I do.
I don't hate him as much as you do. I don't like the entitlement.
That's
going.
right. That right there is what bugs me.
But
the entitlement.
I was anxious for him because I do like the resourcefulness he shows.
And he is resourceful, and I have no problem with that. Right. When he's resourceful and he's trying to, he's doing what he's doing to survive. I respect that.
But you don't like the emo part of it.
But I don't like the taking everything for granted part. Right. That's what bugs me.
Maybe they'll have him grow into that.
Hopefully, because
he has to make a journey, doesn't he?
A journey.
So now I come to you. Sorry.
With bloody arms. Yeah.
With missing arms.
Exactly.
Okay, so he's laying on his back. It rains. He's drinking the water. He's so joyful. And
he's like lapping up.
And I guess that gives him the strength to walk further. That's it, right? And then he stumbles upon these people.
Yeah, he gets all Popeye.
He walks into the town. And I think this was telling, there's dogs barking. And that was kind of like dogs barking. And this shows something else, too, that there are happy dogs there, not the dogs that attacked him in the desert. Kids laughing, buildings that look like they've been kept up. And he sees a building that says drugs.
Yeah, and exactly. Of all the places Nick is going to walk to when he finally hits Tijuana. A drugstore.
Right.
But it's of course been raided.
Of course, because they're all in the dispensary in the place with the doctor.
Now, at this point, aren't you thinking like the first thing in Nick's head is like, where can I score something?
Of course. Yeah, that's what at the very least, pain meds.
Right.
But they would be narcotics, so...
Yeah, and he definitely does. Eventually, he finds gauze to bandage up his leg.
No, that was... it was a little strip of gauze, but a lot of it was duct tape.
Well, that's true.
So, and they come... The people... What was her name again?
Luciana.
Luciana comes across him with her...
And I get the feeling she's going to be a player, so...
Yeah, with her sergeant.
Yeah, we shouldn't...
I'll have to remember her name.
Yeah.
And they say, the tape, they're speaking in Spanish, which he doesn't understand most of. The tape won't help. It'll only hurt you.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yeah. And they're telling him, it looks like it's going to get infected. You'll have to come with us. And he's just like, I'm not here to hurt you. And he has no idea what they're saying.
No.
And she finally gets through to him and says, come with us, and, waves to him. And
well, the funny thing is you find out that, guess what? She knows English.
Right.
She's just totally messing with him.
Right. But whatever.
Let's make fun of the gringo. Yeah.
Well, she takes him to the little doctor's office, and the doctor says, you were just on the cusp of being infected. Let me bandage that up for you. He does, and they have a little heart-to-heart, and this is where he says, I would have been okay with dying, and of course the medicine man is pretty much like okay.
Well, he tells Nick that walking with the dead is strange company.
Right.
And then Nick tells the doctor that he wants to be where the dead aren't monsters.
Right. And
so again, he's identifying more with the dead than he is the living.
And that's when the doctor, he's done bandaging him, and he kind of waves him to, come outside with me. And he shows him, how about where the living are monsters? And you can see that there's like this little bazaar outside, and there's kids playing, and again, dogs barking.
It's like a thriving community,
right?
Yeah.
And Nick has a smile on his face, and he, of course, kicks the volleyball or
soccer ball back. Yeah,
yeah. And that
and again, everything works out for Nick.
You really,
it bugs me.
You hated Nick in this episode, yeah. So yeah.
I don't think I would have hated it so much if it hadn't just been all about Nick. If we had explored like the little segments of checking in on the other characters, what are they doing?
Yeah,
I don't know. I wouldn't have been minded if Nick was the focus.
I have to say, he's kind of the heartthrob of the show. I think.
I get that. I know he has fans. I know he has following.
Of course,
because they all these people like look at our photos that you post.
I was going to say.
Yeah, they love the Nick photos. So
we get whenever I put up a new Nick photo, there's like. I get it all in my mentions, in my notifications. There's like, if I get 22 notifications all at once, oh, they like Nick again.
You know he was baby Voldemort, right? But just saying.
And I do have to say that I put up some pictures of Fear the Walking Dead this last week, and one of the actors actually gave it a heart.
Really?
Yes. So.
And which actor was that? Pop quiz, Karen.
It's a Spanish name.
Don't worry about it.
Hold on.
Was it Salazar? Or
it might have been one of the Caballeros.
Oh, that's okay.
No, I don't think it is.
Okay.
209.
Don't sweat it. All right.
It was. Hold on. Alejandro Eda as Marco Rodriguez.
Okay.
So he gave it a heart.
All right. Maybe he's one of Luciana's running crew.
I think so. He's in that town. And he's in the next episode.
Apologize for not knowing you, dude.
Well, I knew his name, but it's one of those names that like I just did not remember off the top of my head. So
okay, so if you haven't been able to figure it out, Karen enjoyed this episode more than me.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. We're actually pretty close.
Not well.
We're only off of a whole point.
A whole number grade apart. If we're half a point apart, then I'd say we're not too far apart. But okay. So what did you give it? And also, what you chose is kind of boring.
Well, this kind of pretty much summed up my whole thoughts about the episode, but I gave it 7 out of 10 handfuls of urine.
Yeah.
Because ew.
And I didn't choose anything really flattering for him either, but I did give it an 8. I gave it 8 times Nick can't keep track of his stuff. Because he just kept losing his stuff all through the episode. His radio, his backpack,
his water bottle. No, he drank that, but...
So, yeah.
Yeah.
He just can't keep track of his stuff.
Let's just hope that, let's find out what Madison and everybody else is doing next week. Oh. But for a mid-season premiere, this was an interesting choice of episode.
I agree.
And I don't think it was the most effective.
No, I think this could have been the second episode in.
Right. Yeah. This is a kind of an episode 2 or 3 feel.
Right. It should have been a, hey, where is everyone now?
Right.
Episode. And then the next episode could have been, well, Nick is leaving there. And then.
Yeah.
But then, we're not the writers or whatever.
I know. Okay. That's okay.
All right. On to Outcast.
Outcast. Now this was much better in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Okay. So This Little Light. Written by Chris Black, and I believe that's the showrunner, and directed by Lonnie Perister.
Very nice. All right. So I have Megan's Wild Ride. Encased in amber.
Nice.
And hey, we saved one kid. And then as a bonus, what's with all the staring? We're leaving already.
Nice.
You like the story?
I would have done Stair Fight.
Stair Fight? Okay.
Stair Fight.
Okay.
But that's good. So Megan's Wild Ride.
Of course, that was the main storyline. Is Megan, the girls are getting ice cream and they find Megan standing over Daddy.
Can we just talk a minute about like how great Ren Schmidt was as Megan in this episode?
Oh, she's crazy good in this.
I mean, she like you started off this season not really digging her character.
No, but she was good. I mean,
she was
she's
good,
a good actress.
But here it's just
shown
like, next level,
right?
Possessed stuff,
right? So good. She was like the Ring girl, except for 10 times better. Right. It's like she took that kind of.
She did have that kind of Samara look to her,
right?
With the
that
hair.
Look.
Like hair that's kind of falling down and it's all wet.
Right.
And, yeah.
But then she channeled this kind of awareness of I've got something inside of me, but I'm also fighting with this
the conflict.
Right.
Right.
And she had that down. I mean, that was crazy.
The crazy eyes.
Yeah. So, the girls find her and they call Daddy. And they hide in the closet. And again, we get that image of hiding in the closet for Mommy.
Yeah. So poor Amber again.
Again.
Yeah.
And we'll see how resilient she is later in the episode. But
yeah. So poor Holly, because she sees her dad all bloody on the floor, and Mom's gone like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Right. So how traumatic is this? She's going to need Uber therapy
too. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just get every kid in this town therapy.
Every person in the town.
Yeah.
Right. So Megan is off. And we hear later in the episode that Anderson is deducing where she would go. They go after Kyle gets the call from Amber. That
they go over to the house.
Right. Well, Anderson deduces that they become like a child. And so they would go where they find comfort. And of course, Sydney knows that already. So he, instead of going on a crooked line, which is where Kyle and Anderson go, because they have no idea, they deduce that later. Sydney knows that right off, and he goes straight to Kyle's house, knowing that that's where she'd go.
Right.
So Sydney has taken her.
Now, you need to kind of skip over the stuff at where Kyle and Rev find Amber.
Yeah.
And then Amber's just like, well, she was just like Mommy.
Right. Okay, so I was...
Okay, that's all right.
warring with which one I was going to go to next.
Okay.
We'll go there. So they get to the house, and they find the girls in the closet, and again, hiding. Yeah. There's blood on the handle of the door. We don't see what happened in the room. We see that Megan has picked up the doll with her hand, and then we cut to another scene.
Yeah, so there's like blood on the doll when they find it.
Right, and there's blood on the door. But he opens the door, and the girls are in there safe, which is, I'm guessing that Megan kind of, zoned out and decided.
Were you surprised that the kids were there? Okay.
Yeah,
because I thought for sure, it's like either the kids are gone,
right,
completely.
I would have assumed gone.
Yeah,
right. That maybe she took them somewhere or something, or someone came.
Last time we saw her was that like she had spotted the girls in the closet and was going after them,
right?
But somehow they were still there. Like something happened where she decided, I'm not going after the kids.
She was having trouble with the screaming.
The noise, yes, you're right.
So maybe the girls just kept screaming and she turned away.
So maybe that either kids screaming or sound like that really bothers them.
Right.
Possible weakness to exploit at some point.
Right. Light as well. And it seems to be something that happens like when they're newly possessed.
Yes.
Because afterwards they don't really seem to care too much about light.
In that adjustment period.
Right. So, I'm betting the girl screamed, and it caused her to kind of, go into her haze, and I'm putting my hands over my ears. And
purple haze all in my brain. Lately things don't seem the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The 29 club? Is it 20?
27 club.
Okay.
Kurt Cobain.
And that's two of them.
Amy Winehouse.
Because we talked about Amy Winehouse.
That's true. We did. Yeah.
So she leaves the house. The girls are safe. They take them out. They take them to Giles's house.
Yep.
And
which apparently turns out to be a big mistake.
Well, yeah. So
But I mean, it's a good idea. But
Giles comes out and talks to them, and they want to cover up the murder, which I don't get. He's the weirdest sheriff ever.
Well, again, I think he's been through all this before.
Yeah, I think so too. But still, you don't cover up a murder. There's got to be.
Well, Kyle does plead her case because remember, Giles was like, "Okay, well, we got to do something about this," and then Kyle's just like, "Well, she can't, like it wasn't her; it was the demon,
Right. Well,
so it's not her fault."
They should pin it on the rapist.
That's what I would have done.
Right.
Totally.
Plant something on him. He deserves it.
Yeah.
Put some DNA in their house.
Two birds, one stone. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm pretty much joking, but I think that could work anyway.
If you're gonna cover it up, that would be the way to do it.
You're gonna break the law anyway.
Yeah.
Why not?
Or obviously, yeah, because the guy had a grudge against Mark, right?
Right. Why not take him down?
Yeah.
And see, now that Megan's alone, she's in even more danger from the guy. Plus, who knows how many other women he's done that to. So, okay, anyway, we're getting off topic big time.
This is like Law and Order Outcast. Special Outcast unit.
So she goes to Kyle's house. Sydney knows this. Sydney goes there to pick her up. And he takes her to that mannequin place that the Ogdens had.
The creepy mannequin basement.
And we saw a little flash of that mannequin place earlier where Mrs. Ogden was tending to a newly possessed woman whose eye was all gouged out. And Mr. Ogden was a little ooged out by it.
Yep.
But she was...
Yeah, and then she's all like, well, see, this is why we need to take care of them.
Right. So apparently it's like a Play-Doh Fun Factory hospital where you're taking care of the possessed. So he takes her...
It's like a zombie like recovery center,
right.
or like a spa,
right? Exactly.
For possessed people, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes Megan there in order to fix her up and have Miss Ogden attend to her. Kit,
yeah.
And the next thing we see...
Cat.
Okay, whatever.
That's Cat.
I don't like her.
Yeah.
So the boy, of course, has broken into Sydney's house.
Yeah, what's her name's a-hole son.
Mick whatever.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Aaron,
thank you.
Yeah. Patricia's a-hole son, Aaron.
Right. Aaron. I hate that kid. And we don't have to hate him anymore, really.
Yay! And there was much rejoicing. Hooray!
So yeah, he goes over to he was in Sydney's house. He learns what happened to Amber and Holly from Sydney, apparently. And he goes over to Giles's house. Now, you knew that he wasn't doing that for reals, right? I mean, you knew.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're like, well, it's so inconsistent with his previous behavior.
So
why is he now going to be like, okay,
I got to report Satan?
Yeah. So like everything Reverend Anderson was, he was true.
Right. If we don't stop Sydney, the devil will reign for 1,000 years.
Cross fingers behind back.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's saying, can I come into your house, Mrs. Giles? Is your husband home? All the warning signs are there, right?
Yeah, he's
warning.
Like, all you need to do is just put on the shark costume and go land shark.
Right.
Land shark.
Pizza delivery.
Yep.
Land shark. What did you say? Land shark? Flowers.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Flowers.
Dun-dun-dun.
I love that sketch.
Candygram.
When Chevy Chase was still funny.
Yeah. Remember that one season of when he was actually... Oh, well, no, there was Vacation, the first Vacation movie.
Right. And then
and Caddyshack.
And then he became a douche.
Yeah. It was after that first Vacation movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then he was just a horrible person after that.
Pretty much.
Land shark.
Yeah.
It was the delivery, too.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm. And then, what?
Because you kind of mumble.
Right.
Yeah.
Candygram. So good.
Look at it. I know we're talking like anyone under the age of 30 is like, what? Yeah. I knew you were coming.
Yeah, but seriously, if you ever have a chance to look it up, look up like Chevy Chase Land Shark.
Saturday Night Live Land Shark. Right. You'll find.
Oh my God, so funny. So funny. Lorraine Newman. So good.
Jane Curtin. Yeah.
Okay, so anyway. So the kid goes to Giles's house, and when he finally finds out, well, let me call him and see if I can get him to come over here. Oh, he's not here. So he breaks the door in and he grabs Amber.
Yep. Well, because he's like, that's okay. I didn't, like, we don't need him anyway or whatever. And then he kind of like does something to Giles's wife.
Yeah.
And then goes after the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
But he knows just to take Amber.
Yes.
And this is the leverage that Sydney needs to get Kyle.
Yeah.
Because if he takes Kyle, then he knows that there's no one to exorcise these demons, and he'll have free reign for whatever this.
It's all about keeping Kyle in check, so he's not able to stop the
Magic the Gathering.
The big whatever event is coming up.
Right. The hold on.
The merge.
Merge. Right.
Yeah.
But I'm calling it Magic the Gathering.
Magic the Gathering. Nice.
Because my husband used to play that.
Okay.
He sold all those cards before they became like super expensive, but he sold them for a lot.
That's how it is.
Yeah. He sold the set for like $2,000, but now that set would be worth like $8,000. So.
Yep.
So anyway.
Them's the breaks.
Legends. Just so you guys know. It's called.
Oh, really? Okay,
Legends
cool.
Set. Hold on, I gotta do this for me.
What is this bizarre segue?
Okay. I did it for you, so I gotta do it for me.
You self-blamed.
I self-blamed.
Nice.
So they take Amber, and the stupid kid takes him.
Aaron, yeah.
Takes Amber to the Roach Motel. The Roach emergency
demons
room.
check in, but they don't check out.
Right, exactly. The mannequin place.
The creepy mannequin basement. Let's just call it the creepy mannequin basement.
That works for me.
Okay.
And no Andrew McCarthy in sight.
Oh, a nice reference.
You. Nice pull, right?
Well played.
Thank you.
Or Kim Cattrall.
Right. Exactly. So none of them there. And if you don't get that, too bad. Go
the 70s and 80s references are flying.
They abound.
Yep.
That's right. Deal with it.
Ask your parents, kids. No.
Or your grandparents.
Yeah, grandparents.
So yeah,
what are you trying to say, Karen?
Nothing.
Okay.
So they take Amber there, and they lock her in this room, and Sydney calls Kyle. We've got Amber. Come meet.
It's an Amber alert. Ba-dum-bum. You knew that was coming, right?
I was gonna put Amber Alert, but I encased in Amber because of what happens once Kyle.
It's an Amber Alert.
I know. Kyle gets there. He's taken in the trunk of Sydney's car.
Yeah, obviously Kyle's just like, wait a minute, you want me to do what? Right. Sydney's like, get in the trunk.
Right. Just do it.
Just do it. Put this pillowcase over your head. So
he does, because he'll do anything for his daughter.
Right.
And that's apparently what they're communicating to us.
Yep.
And so he gets to the creepy mannequin basement, and he gets put in the room with Amber, and he gets locked in. Yeah,
they have like a side room where they can Amber's there, so they put him in there with Amber, which is okay, great.
Right. And they're talking, and of course, they're very upset. And at some point, Anderson shows up.
Yeah, Anderson, he's been looking for Sydney, of course.
And there's a bit of a throwdown.
Yeah, because Anderson's barges in there with a crowbar.
And he tries to open the door, and he loosens it just enough that if Kyle pounds against it, he can open the door.
Yeah, basically he creates this really tiny hole, or one piece of wood or whatever is removed.
He's loosened the metal away from the door enough so that when Kyle pushes on it with his arm. You know, when he rams against it with his arm, the screws pull out from the door frame.
It's like he's banging on this. He keeps running and banging against it. He's almost like Inigo Montoya trying to get
it looked
the
exactly
six-finger
like
man. And he's
exactly.
like, you know, Fezzik, he's getting away.
Right, exactly. Or Cassidy when he was flying.
Yeah.
In Preacher.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. So, but yeah, the Inigo Montoya thing, that's perfect. He did look like that.
Thank you.
So they do finally get out of there. And
another 80s reference.
Yeah, but everyone knows The Princess Bride. I don't think we have to explain that at all.
I would hope not. If we have to explain Princess Bride, the hell is wrong with you?
Go watch it right now. If you
There's
don't
something
know
wrong
what
with you. You don't get the Inigo Montoya reference.
Yeah, you're insane.
That's like remedial kindergarten fangirl stuff.
Right. That's like fantasy movie 101.
Pretty much.
So they get out of the room and they're going to save Megan. And Kyle goes straight to her and does the thing. And no, Amber comes out. No. And she saves her mother.
Yeah. See, that was the real trippy part because Megan's like, they're struggling. Okay. Megan's struggling with Kyle and you're like, Kyle's trying to put the whammy on her and, you know, get the demon out, but it's not quite, you know, like he can't quite do it. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden Amber comes out and saves the day. So dun dun dun, she's Outcast too.
Right. And that's why I put encased in Amber, because the power is encased in Amber.
Nice.
See? Okay, so
she has the power.
And it's a Fringe reference as well. See, Fringe. Yep. So anyway,
I was doing Masters of the Universe, but
I know you were.
Okay.
So here's the dealio. I think she interrupted because she didn't want Kyle, her father, to get outcast again as a woman beater.
I thought she was just trying to save her dad from Megan. That's what I got from it.
Do you think?
I think she's just like, Aunt Megan is trying to kill Daddy. I got to save Daddy.
Well, she saw all that stuff go down.
Well, she told her, she's like, stop hurting my daddy.
Yeah. She saw all that stuff go down with Allison too, though. So, you know,
there could be a lot
trying to get in the middle between them and stop whatever from happening. So,
to Amber's credit, you know, it was like one of those, okay, you don't expect the kid to get involved like that.
Throw myself under the bus for Daddy.
Right.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was like, you know, the fight or flight, and apparently Amber decided to fight.
And a great twist, I thought.
Yeah.
Is
that was in the comic too. Yeah.
And the fact that they're both outcast, and now it kind of explains why she wanted to be with him so much, because they are kindred spirits, not only father and daughter, but in the fact that they both have this innate ability.
Right. Obviously passed on to Amber from Kyle's genes.
Right.
So, or whatever, but.
Right. So it must have come from his father.
Unless she's just half outcast because of Allison diluting the genes.
No, I mean his father, because we've never met Kyle's father.
True.
So it must have been.
Maybe Kyle's father knew Giles, which is why Giles knows everything what's going on. See, I'm connecting the dots there.
That's right.
You like that theory?
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. Maybe we'll learn something about that.
Maybe we will.
Yeah, because we're not that far ahead of the show in the comic anymore, right?
No. I mean, that's pretty.
Right now, Megan's just dealing with what she did to Mark.
Yeah.
She didn't kill Mark, though, in the comic, right?
No, she paralyzed him.
Right. But
put him in the hospital.
She's still dealing with that right now.
Yeah, yeah. She's coping with it.
Right. What are we on, 19 or 20 something?
20, I think. Yeah. 20. I've only read through 17. Okay. So that's I'm waiting for the next Comixology 99-cent sale.
Oh, okay.
Before I can stockpile more issues. Yeah. Okay. That's how I'm reading it.
Yeah. So we're not too far ahead. So for you guys that watch the show and you're wondering, you know, are we going to spoil anything? Well, we really can't.
No.
I mean, there's just a couple things that are left, and I haven't read any further ahead.
Yeah, Outcast is this. When Kirkman launched the comic, he was pretty much like preparing the show right off the bat.
Yeah.
So he was almost like working on both concurrently. Right. So
Now-
there's really not that many issues farther ahead
I feel
than season
like
1.
the season was all laid out
Yeah.
and the comic was out already. But now that the season's over, they're kind of caught up.
I mean,
but now,
if you really want to know what's going on next, you should be reading the comic because that's pretty much going to be season 2 right away, I would think. Because by the time season 2 finally airs,
there will be spoilers.
There will be, there will be enough issues piled up, that you're going to be like have your season 2 right there, ready for you to read and get spoiled.
Exactly. So don't read any if you don't want to be spoiled. But
yes, but if you do,
But right now, if you decide to go back and read the comics up to 20, you're really not going to get spoiled by anything. That you're good.
And of course, there's a nice spiffy new hardcover with the first 12 issues coming out in November.
Very nice. So an omnibus
type thing, yeah. So that'd be, if you wanted to like get into the comic, that would be a great way to do it.
And it would be a little less than what has been on the show.
Right.
So okay, so that's and Anderson goes back to the trailer.
We forgot about that. That's kind of
where
important.
Sydney is living, and he sees a shadow in the house. And here's my pet peeve: he throws a bunch of lighter fluid all around, and he lights his lighter, leaves it open, and throws it on the ground, and all the liquid would have extinguished his lighter.
The flame. Yep.
It would have.
Right.
Because that's too much liquid for a tiny little flame.
How funny would it have been if they had actually shown that? Have they go...
It would have been right, is what it would have been.
And you get the, like, Price is Right fail music. Oh,
he would have had to have a flame that he held down to it, is what he would have had to have. Something that he held.
Well, yeah, if he would have took the lighter and he put it, like, to the edge of the puddle.
Correct.
And then that would have, because there had been oxygen as opposed to just all this liquid.
Right. But he dropped
to feed
it
the flame.
into
Well, he threw it in there, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's just tossed it. He tried to be all like movie cool and throw it slow motion
Not
into
to mention he threw it, which would have probably put it out.
Probably.
On the way. And the lid stayed open.
Yeah.
As well. So, I mean, all those things put together, it would not have...
And apparently it bugged the crap out of you.
Yes, it did. It really bugged me. But in his little world, it worked perfectly. And it went up right away.
Right.
He thought he had gotten rid of Sydney, which he probably wouldn't have done anyway because he's the devil.
Right. It's kind of hard to take out the devil if he is in fact the devil and not something else. Mm-hmm. We still don't really know what these things are.
No.
We get the hint that they're demons, but we don't know for sure.
Right.
To be continued. ...
Yeah,
exactly. And then, of course, well, it turns out at the end of the episode, the Rev is kind of hanging around out downtown, and somebody just kind of drives by in his little like Cadillac or whatever he's driving there.
Yeah, I think it's a cat.
The black cat. It's like a black caddy.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
"It's Sydney.
Hey, buddy." It's Sydney going.
And Patricia's like, "Hey, my son didn't come home last night. Whoops."
Oh!
And that's with the, "Hey, we saved one kid."
Yep. But at the very least, the Rev took Aaron off the board, so yay, Rev.
Exactly.
Because that kid was just causing him nothing but problems anyway, so I'd be like, I'm cool with that.
He was a douche. And I'm guessing we're just going to think that he's a runaway.
But of course, it's going to make things a little awkward with Patricia.
Why? He's a runaway.
Hey, baby, I'm sorry I torched your kid in the trailer.
Anderson's not going to say anything. Do you think?
Eventually, his conscience might make it.
Whatever.
Conscience.
Yeah. And then at the end of the episode, Kyle and Amber decide they're going to go find a new place to live. And he promises, yes, we're going to get Megan. We're going to get Allison.
It was that kind of ending where, like, they weren't sure if they're going to get picked up for season 2.
Right.
So, like, it's sort of an ending.
Right.
But we want to be able to leave it open so that if we do get picked up, we'll have a season 2.
Yeah. And as they're walking back hand in hand to the car, all the people are looking at him like...
They're doing the stare down like everybody is possessed around them.
Right.
And they all know they're both outcasts.
Mm-hmm. So there's this little awkward.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's where the episode ends. And apparently,
so I'm going to guess poor Amber didn't get her Slurpee.
I'm guessing she did not get it. She wanted a blue one.
Slurpee denied.
Blue one's my favorite too.
See, I like cherry. I like red.
Yeah, red's good, but I like the fact that the blue one turns my tongue blue.
You want Smurf tongue.
Yeah. The other one just makes my tongue the same color.
No, it's just redder.
Right. My tongue. It's already red. It's not blue. And the Coca-Cola one doesn't do anything.
But it's Coca-Cola, so that's kind of cool, though.
Yeah, I know. I have that sometimes. And I have the cherry sometimes, too.
Yeah.
I omit it.
I like the cherry.
I omit it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. So what was your rating for this episode?
I give it 8 magical lighters.
You should have done movie magical movie lighters because.
And I gave it because pet peeve. Afterwards.
Yeah. So she obviously knocked off a point at least.
I did. Well, not a whole point, but.
No, like a half a point?
A half a point, yeah.
See, I love this episode.
I saw that you did.
I love this episode. I thought it was a great finale. Like it's everything, all that slow build pays off. Mm-hmm. There's all this stuff going on. You get the crazy revelation with Amber being an outcast, and you had the whole business with Megan and the Rev is like lighting trailers on fire and everything's all crazy. So I love this one. I gave it a 10.
I see that.
A rare 10. Crowbars of Destruction.
Very nice.
Loved it.
I like that.
Bring on season 2.
I thought it was super good. And the actress who plays Megan, what's her name again?
Wren Schmidt.
Yeah, she was great in this.
Wrenn. It's kind of a weird spelling, but yeah, Wren Schmidt.
And I have to say that Anderson redeemed himself quite a bit in this episode.
Which he needed to.
He did.
Because everything he did pretty much most of the season was dumb.
Yeah, Glenister is still an amazing actor in this show. Yeah. But overall, man, I don't like him in this season
this role.
So much. Yeah.
Well, maybe now that, he got rid of one problem, maybe he'll find his groove. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Let's hope.
It seems like his convictions go back and forth.
Well, he's doubting himself.
Yeah.
So once he works through that, because right now, doubt is a big, and then I think that's probably why he's not as effective against these demons, because he is experiencing those doubt. Right. I mean, faith may be playing a big part of this.
That's true. Well, let's hope that he's a little more even next season. I just found him to be like Anderson, not Glenister, Anderson, like this through the whole season. So he was definitely up and down. There was a part of the season where I don't like you, Anderson. I just do not like you. So, okay. So Wynonna Earp, 110, she wouldn't be gone. And we still have, 3 more episodes after this?
Yes, we do. Yeah, so it's got a long 13-episode season, but so written by Brendan York and directed by Peter Stebbings.
Okay, Peter Stebbings. That sounds familiar.
It might. Yeah. I don't know where, but it probably does.
I don't know where either. Anyway.
Now you're like, oh, I got to look this up. Okay.
I will later.
Okay.
So I have A story, Eve Reborn. B story, C, Rum, and Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Because he took
it's an old-timey.
Yeah, really old song.
Yep.
And that refers, of course, to dolls. And I want to talk about that.
Right.
C story, Looky Loo.
I like that title. I like that title.
And the bonus is, instead of Netflix and chill, I wrote poker and chill because there wasn't a Netflix. And
that's true.
Then. So, because I don't think he was expecting Wynonna to blow his relationship off so easily. I think he was taken aback by that.
Which is good. Well, he is from a different time period.
But I think he had relationships like that back then.
Yeah, but I mean, Wynonna, he's got to realize that Wynonna is a bucking bronco of a woman. She cannot be tamed easily.
I think that's why he wants her.
Right, exactly. So therefore, she's not going to just roll over.
Well, that
for everything.
To roll over, that's for sure.
Well, I see what you did there.
And I took this quote out of the episode because it is so funny, so I want to play it.
Where are you going now? Again?
I'm gonna go do my thing.
Your thing?
Oh, and Earp, please just don't get distracted by Doc's horse.
There it is.
There it is.
Please.
I love her response because she's like, "There it is." Of course, you were going to say.
Yeah, I was waiting. Just waiting for it.
Right.
All right. So Eve Reborn.
Yeah, Eve Reborn. Now, of course, this is the main story. They planted a bug at Shorty's because they saw that Bobo bought Shorty's, and they find out that there's this person named Lou.
Right.
So Looky Lou and Eve Reborn, let's tie those two storylines together.
Yeah, and apparently Lou, Bobo is really freaked out by Lou.
Right. And when Wynonna finds out inadvertently, because she is tracking dolls on his phone, that he has Whiskey Jim, tied up in a warehouse, she asks him who is Lou. And he doesn't answer her, but then Dolls comes in and says, answer the woman. And he explains the whole thing, that they have been enemies going way back. He challenges Bobo. Bobo is afraid of him because he is really the only one who's ever really stood up to Bobo. And he doesn't want to give up too much information, but she sticks the gun up against him and it burns him. So it's kind of torture. And
gun, it burns.
He reveals more. And she says, see, that wasn't so bad. And then he reveals that he's in this forest. And then after that, of course, it wasn't that bad because blam.
Right.
She shoots him in the head and off he goes to the netherland of where all revenants go. Wherever that is, they sink into the ground and they're gone.
Well, as we learned from Preacher, it's not very far down there to hell, so...
That's just in Jesse's head.
I know.
It's under the floorboards of his church.
Exactly. It's only 6 feet down. If you put it in a swimming pool, you'll find it. Yeah.
Hey, what's this? That's where my hot tub was going to go. Hey, well, I don't need heating.
Satan, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm just waiting for the next Outcast.
Hi, Saddam. Hey, guy.
Nice South Park reference. Come on, guy.
Saddam, what are you doing? Saddam.
Okay, come on.
Come on, guy. And he's got the Canadian mouth.
Yeah, he's got the little legs, yeah.
Okay, anyway. I'm giving myself.
Nice. What is this bizarre segue?
Okay.
Oh, that's too funny. My face hurts after
it's
that. It's
that Satan that comes up. Yeah. And he's two-dimensional like paper and Okay, anyway.
I can change.
That's from the movie, right?
It is from the movie.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, my God.
Because that great song from
breathe.
South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut.
I can't breathe.
That was so funny. All right. You may not have thought it was funny out there, but we thought it was funny here.
Oh, my God. It was funny.
Sometimes we're just here to make ourselves laugh.
I'm sorry, but when Charles and I are looking at each other while we're doing...
Right. And you can see me doing the gestures and everything. And
right.
She has...
We're doing little hand movements.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Sorry about that. So he gives up all the information about the forest and where Lou is and all that. He doesn't give details because he doesn't know any. He just knows that there are rumors that he has gone into this wastelandy forest area. And that's why Bobo hasn't gone in there. Wynonna has heard these rumblings that this forest is haunted all her life and no one really goes in there and all this other stuff.
And we find out that Dolls is afraid of the woods.
Yes, he has a phobia, and he says what the phobia is. Sylvan phobia or something?
Yeah, some weird name, but apparently he watched a lot of Twin Peaks when he was a kid, and so he got really freaked out by the woods.
Well, I picked up Sylvan for some reason. I don't know if that's it, but Sylvan has something to do with forests because Sylvan is like a elvish sort of, I don't remember, but anyway.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know that that's what he said. It's just, it popped into my head when he said it, and it sounds something like that. But anyway, I'm explaining it too much.
What is this bizarre segue?
Yeah. So anyway, he says something.
Can we maybe stay on point?
Being phobic, and they're both walking in, and at some point they kind of get separated, but they're not that far apart, but they're both seeing different things. She's seeing this weird light. She drops her gun, and she goes into the light.
Yeah. Come, children, all are welcome.
All are welcome. Yeah, that's where she
go into the light.
And Dolls is seeing a bunch of crows circling overhead, and he...
Not like Brandon Lee crow.
No, just crows.
Yeah. A murder of crows.
Exactly.
Because that's what a group of crows are called, a murder.
And he has kind of a panic attack, I think, and he kind of passes out.
He does. He's freaked out.
I think his is just freaked out. Hers is that they've done something to lure her in. I'm thinking is what happens to her.
Right.
Because every girl that has gone into the woods has seen this white light.
Yeah. Well, then she wakes up and she's like in a dressing gown.
And this weird.
So what happened to her clothes? And,
right.
Right.
Well, no, because they put them back on her after the ceremonial bath.
Right. Yeah.
Even though all the rest of them have to wear this fur.
It's probably like a baptism type thing.
Yeah.
But still.
They don't.
It's basically like creepy, weird cult out in the woods.
They don't put any of the other girls into their street clothes after.
No, they're all wearing these like weird, creepy cult gowns.
Right. So she gets welcomed into the club, and her name is like Claudine or something. She says her name is something else.
One of us.
Charlotte or something.
Yeah.
And she figures out that this guy who says he is Yields.
Easy for you to say.
What does he say his name is?
I don't know.
Yilska.
Okay.
Something like that. That's what he says his name is, but it's Lou.
Right. Let's just call him Lou.
His name
easier.
is Lou. But of course they're telling him, wait till you see Yilska or whatever.
Yeah.
And all the girls are like, oh, hello, come to us. You'll need to take a bath. And, they put her in a tub, and he's like, hello, you look lovely. And he's like, oh, well, you'll be taught to obey. Well, I'm kind of a loose cannon. I don't like to obey. Well, you'll still fit in. He's very ominous. He's talking about, you'll be a wife, apparently.
Right. Yeah.
So, she gets into the bath, and she's like, oh, nice. Yeah, very hot. Love it.
Yep.
She's playing along.
Ooh, this is warm. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Thanks.
Yep.
And the next time you see her, she's talking with this girl, Eve, who she feels like she has a bond with. And that's kind of important.
Yeah, like a little foreshadowy there.
Yeah. And she's in her street clothes. Again, the leather's all black. But Eve shows her to a bed that's right next to hers. And Eve says something about them feeling like they have a bond. And Wynonna has kind of decided, she likes Eve better than the other girls. But that doesn't stop her from whacking her on the head with a bedpan at the first opportunity. Because she has found out that Dolls is in the hole.
Yep. Dolls is in the hole.
So once she finds out where that is from Eve, she knocks Eve out and she goes to find Dolls. Yep. And that doesn't get her too far, because as soon as she gets him up to ground level, they are all waiting. And at the beginning of the episode, we see one of the girls that has been shunned. We see her out on the tundra with these marks on her eyes, and people are scared of her, and this wolf finds her and eats her. So we know that when they get shunned from this place, they get these marks on their eyes, and they get shunned. And
so of course, once they get a hold of Wynonna and Dolls, they put the magic paint on them.
Right.
And apparently doesn't come off.
Right. It's like Sharpie is what she says. It's Sharpie.
Yeah.
But
right.
It's something that people are afraid of. And what it is other revenants know that it's a marking that Lou has done. Mm-hmm. And that's why that other revenant was scared, is what I'm assuming. So Eve has dropped Wynonna off in the middle of town with a note with all these girls' names on it.
Yeah, they take the van or whatever, the cult van, and then squeal right into town and then dump her out in the middle of the street.
Right. However, they've done the worst thing possible, the dolls, and they just left him in the forest.
Right.
So he manages to get out to his car, and he kind of, junkies himself up and shoots himself up with some serum.
Right. Well, I didn't know if it would just happen that it was running out at this time.
Yeah.
But he gets his little addiction thing, his mysterious addiction that we still don't have an explanation for.
But it turns his eyes a different color, and he's really strong, and
it's like he gets his spinach
again,
and then
with the serum, and I really want to know what's going on with him.
Right. I still think my theory is that something happened while he was over in Kandahar. And he got cursed with something,
and so he takes all these.
And so he takes this as like something to ward it off,
or maybe he'll find a cure.
Or maybe somehow this holds off the curse or whatever,
right?
And the disease, and in the hopes that maybe eventually he'll find a cure or something.
See, I'm thinking he became part of the Black Badge thing, so that he'll go to all these paranormal places and find a cure.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he's secretly looking for and not telling anybody about.
Right. And that's why he has to argue so vehemently with his boss. No, you got to keep me there because...
Yeah, exactly, because I need to be out there looking for supernatural stuff.
Right. Okay, so...
Because reasons.
Right. So she goes into the police precinct. By then, Dolls is caught up. She's talking to, she sees Officer Hot and her sister come out of the room, and they're kind of smooching on each other a little bit. She kind of catches at the tail end of that. And she's too busy to think about that.
Right.
And they look.
Well, she does have a lot on her head, on her plate right now.
They look up all these names, and they're all runaways and women that have been kind of, eaten by animals and stuff. So this is the list of girls that have been shunned by the whatever, and
the cult leader guy,
yeah, by Lou. And apparently this whatever it is,
you mean the mark,
right? Does something that animals,
because I don't think everybody out there is going to see whatever,
right. The mark on their eye. Maybe that does something to attract animals to them, or I don't know.
It's like a brand. It's like a magical brand, and I think it's just like it helps the wolves home in on their targets.
Okay, because they've all been eaten by animals.
Yeah.
So she realizes that all these girls have been taken in. They were the ones that were shunned, and they've all been eaten by animals.
Right.
And of course she realizes this is Lou, the guy. And
so they end up Dolls somehow Dolls finds some Wynonna, and because they're looking around the forest, or they're in the forest. She was looking for him. They reunite. Right. Both of them go back to Lou's chapel,
right,
to get all the girls out.
Right, and they find out that the name Iska is the name of shifters.
Right. So basically, we're dealing with skinwalkers. Right. If you're familiar with the Navajo,
right,
mystical connotation there.
Right. And that Lou marked them like this, and so whatever is haunting the forest are these skinwalker type people,
right,
and that they were marked so that those shifters can see their prey, and they are the ones that are finding the girls. So Margot says that Lou will rise to make them clear, and Eve warns that Lou cast them out and they'll die. So Wynonna says that she survived, and just as they hear that there's a bear coming, right?
Right.
And the bear heads straight for Wynonna. And women are screaming and, oh my God, there's a bear. It's working. So Lou comes out with a snowmobile. He's going to escape.
Yep. It's like, feet don't fail me now. Gotta go. Bye.
He's been exposed.
Yep.
Because Wynonna has kind of told the girls what he's doing, and yells at Eve, "Get the gun!"
Yep.
And when Eve picks up the gun, it starts glowing.
Yeah, and it gets all supercharged, like, "Hey," just kind of like does with Wynonna,
right. And she
shoots Lou, and apparently sends him back to hell.
Right, he ends up going to hell.
But hey, it's just like, I thought only Earps could do that.
Right. And she is kind of gathering that this might be her older sister that they stopped looking for. Whoops.
Willa. It's Willa, yeah.
And they reminded us of Willa in the beginning of the episode when Bobo took Waverly's necklace in order to just put in our head, hey, Willa, remember her?
Right, yeah, exactly. Remember that character that we stopped talking about? Right. Yeah, her.
Right. So they take Eve, quote unquote, back to town, and Wynonna decides she's going to take Eve home. And as they get closer to the cabin, what's her name? The aunt, Gus.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
They're all coming out of the cabin to welcome Wynonna home, and Gus comes out and drops her drink and says,
Willa? Yep. Dun, dun, dun.
That's the end of the episode. So
cliffhanger.
We have two heirs able to use Peacemaker.
Right.
At the end of the episode.
And probably got Waverly going, come on.
Right. And then, one of the little side stories, of course, is that Wynonna has made it kind of clear to Doc that it's just sex. Doc looks a little crestfallen. They found this out. Everybody knows because Bobo has revealed it through the bug on purpose to get Wynonna in hot water with Dolls. Dolls is not happy about it. And we all know it's jealousy, but Dolls is acting like it's not because he wants to hit that. And well, don't you think so?
I think so, but I was just amused by how matter-of-factly you stated that.
Oh. It's true. I mean, that's
Dolls just wants to hit that.
So, and Wynonna goes to talk to Doc, and they have a little conversation, and she gives him the gift of the pink car. And I love how they have the conversation that he says it's a manly color, because it is true that back in his day, pink was a manly color, and blue was a female color.
Yep.
That it was turned around.
But how times change.
That's right.
So, yeah, basically, he's driving around in a pink Cadillac.
That's right.
And which of course is a Bruce Springsteen song.
He comes out with a sledgehammer. He's gonna
he's gonna trash the car.
But he can't seem to bust it up. And Waverly comes out and says, "What are you doing?" And he explains how he got the car, and he says, well, this is the only thing I can think to do with it is bust it up because I didn't like Constance, the bone witch, as he says. And and she says, well, you could just learn to drive. And, he's kind of like, well, that makes too much sense, damn it. But he does learn to drive.
You could be right. And he goes driving. He's obviously driving erratically because, hey, he's had nobody training him.
And it does come over the police scanner at one point. There's a guy driving erratically.
And Officer Hot pulls him over. Gives him a ticket.
It's kind of funny.
And he's probably like, whatever.
Drives off. Out. I mean, yeah.
What is this?
It's not like he has a valid driver's
license. What is this strange piece of paper you're giving me?
What is this bizarre segue that's happening?
Yeah.
Blaine is talking to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I do like that she gives him a gift, and then they're having that awkward conversation on the deck.
Right.
Well, we do have a relationship. What are you talking about? We don't have a relationship.
But then he goes driving off, he leaves Purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously that's not going to be for good, right?
He's coming back.
He's got to be coming back. So it's, empty threat, dude.
But he's human, so he can leave whenever he wants.
Right.
So, but he will come back.
Wait till he figures out he has to put gas in that car.
Hey, wait a minute. Why has the car stopped?
All I have to do is just pull it up to the watering hole, right?
Yeah, because it's a horse.
Right.
Well, what do you do when you take another man's horse?
Yep.
I like the way Really kind of compares it to that. Okay, so what did you think of this episode? We are on the same way.
We are totally in sync on this one. I give this one 8.5 weaponized chamber pots.
Yep, and I loved the fact that we got that little reveal that Willa is still alive. Mm-hmm. And I gave it also 8.5 stylish cult robes. I think it was kind of mean that she hit her own sister with a chamber pot.
Well, she didn't know she was her sister at the time, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, sorry I gave you a concussion.
And the Foley people made it sound really bad.
They did. It was a good clocking, too.
It did that resonating kind of.
Yep.
It did. She was out.
All right.
And here we go. We actually have some audio feedback today.
All right. What do we got?
That's right. We have Justina's feedback. She says, "Hi, Karen and Charles. I have been missing."
Hi, Justina.
I have been missing talking superheroes with you. I know I have been texting you my excitement, but I decided to show you my excitement with my voice too. Warning, this recording is super nerdy. Duh. Have a great night, Justina. The duh was mine.
Okay, so we don't actually have
Karen
audio.
And Charles.
We do.
I hope you both.
Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. Bring it.
Hi, Karen and Charles. I hope you both are having a fantastic summer. I really miss superhero shows, and I really miss talking to you every week about how I feel about superhero shows. But don't worry, I've been listening to every episode of the Fandom Zone, all the way to the end, past the feedback section, so I don't miss a thing. So thanks for letting me experience Preacher and Outcast in a safe environment. That is to say, I got to experience the storyline of both of those shows without all the scary parts and the blood and the guts. And I love that you're covering Wynonna Earp. I love that show. I ship Way Hot so hard.
Way Hot.
And now that you're at that part of the season, I don't have to keep it secret anymore. Yay! I've been watching all the trailers for the Berlanti shows on the CW app, and I'm getting so excited. 4 shows in the same universe, airing 4 nights in a row. Superhero fun on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I am so happy. And I finally get to see played out on screen what happens when there's a Flashpoint time paradox. I don't completely understand that, but I know that you guys will explain it to me, and I'm super excited to see what kind of consequences Barry's decision has on the entire universe. So I just wanted to call and check in and say hi. Thank you guys for all your hard work. I know you have Fear the Walking Dead coming up, but I'm still afraid of zombies, so I won't be giving my opinion on that. But when the superheroes come back on the scene, you can count on me. I only got one question. Is it October yet? Have a great week. Talk to you later.
She's so cute.
She is. So, thank you, Justina. We definitely miss you, and thanks for checking in. We always appreciate when you give us a life check.
That's right.
And let us know you're still breathing there. You don't have to worry too much about Flashpoint, because Flashpoint is essentially boils down to Barry Allen goes back in time, changes his mom's death, therefore everything is different.
Regrets it.
And then regrets it, and then tries to get it back to where it was.
Right. But some things happen in the meantime that are very interesting. So
right. Yeah, we get to basically see, different takes on people. Like, as you've probably seen from the trailers, there's a very different take on Cisco, who appears like, instead of just the kooky sidekick guy that we know and love, now is just like a rich a-hole.
Richie Cisco, I call him.
Yeah, Richie Rich.
See, Richie Cisco.
Richie Sisk. He's Richie Sisk.
He is not good.
Yeah, so
there's a
obviously
universe where
some
I'm
different
not
takes.
rich.
So Barry, you got to think is the first thing he's going to think is like, we got to do something about this. This has got to go.
He is a douche. Let's get him back.
Yeah, pretty much.
If I do anything, I gotta make him better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
but we'll see some interesting stuff, and people might probably get to see some things fixed at the end of it, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe people that were dead may not be dead afterward.
Some retconning.
Of
people that have already been announced that they're hired across the whole universe.
Yeah, so
yeah,
do a little tweaking and some Band-Aid repairs, and
as we call it in the comics world, retconning. And my theory, and again, I have no idea ahead of time, not only because I don't have access to CW's press site, but because they haven't put out any information yet. I am thinking that instead of Batman, because they seem to use him as Batman,
right,
they're going to use Green Arrow Oliver as the Batman from Flashpoint.
That's entirely possible.
That's my thought.
But you mean like the Robert Queen, perhaps?
That's my
thought. As Green Arrow. That theory's been thrown out.
Yeah,
that's entirely possible.
Could be because he's dead, and
yep. So that in Flashpoint, it's Bruce who dies.
Right.
And his father, Thomas, who survived in this alternate universe, becomes Batman.
Right.
So maybe, Oliver dies in this universe, and Robert Queen
experienced all that crap on the island. And
now the question is, will we get to see these changes on Arrow?
Right. Well,
or Supergirl, or Legends of Tomorrow.
We might see a little interaction that way. I can't say that we'll get a whole episode like that, but
because we do have a 4-show crossover coming up,
right?
And we still got to bring Supergirl into this fictional universe somehow.
I'm quite sure they're going to use Flashpoint to bring her in.
Why wouldn't you?
Right?
Why wouldn't you?
That would just be dumb not to.
Right.
And Berlanti's a comic book guy, so he'd be dumb if he didn't.
Because we got to start having characters cross over to Supergirl and vice versa.
Right. And can I please just wish really hard and make the musical episode go away?
I am so dreading this 2-part. I mean, I know, okay, yes, Grant Gustin was on Glee with Melissa Benoist, but why do we need a musical episode?
We don't.
This is not Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
No.
Okay, this is not Dr. Horrible sing-along blog.
Please no.
It's going to be. I'm just dreading it.
They're good the way they are.
The only thing that will make this work is if Barry gets knocked out. Barry has a dream.
Well, they're saying a lot of the songs will probably be in their head.
But I'm just dreading it. I'm dreading.
They've already had karaoke and the alternate world where Joe is a singer.
Yeah.
Enough.
Right. We don't need singing superheroes, even if it's just some weird fun little thing that maybe Abracadabra comes up with. I don't know.
No.
I'm dreading it.
No.
Well, let's hope I'm proven wrong.
What am I doing, Charles?
Yeah, I know you're shaking your head.
Shaking my head, no. Absolutely not. I do not want it. And I sing, no.
Yeah.
I know I've been singing poorly on the show lately. I am not choosing songs that are
Hey, you were light years better than me, so.
Yeah, well.
No, I should be the one that had duct tape over his mouth and not even sing whatsoever.
The Journey song was way.
Maybe a lot of you would be happier if that happened.
No,
but
not so. Duct tape would not help, as they said in Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah. If you can't fix it, duck it.
Ducked it.
Ducked it.
I'm gonna fix that saying for everyone.
You're gonna retcon it?
Yeah, exactly.
See what I did there?
I like it.
All right.
So
next week we have
Are we going to announce it now, or are we going to do our feedback information first?
Let's do the feedback information, then we'll announce.
So if you want to send feedback like Justina did, you can email it to fandomzonecast@gmail.com. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/fandomzonepodcast. And you can tweet at us at fandomzonecast on Twitter.
Most outstanding.
How can they get in touch with you, Charles?
They can get in touch with me, of course, at Charles Skaggs on the Twitter machine, at Charles Skaggs on the Instagram, Google Plus for all you crazy kids on the Google Plus. And obviously, my blog of geeky things, Damn Good Coffee and Hot. Oh, yeah, and Facebook, of course. But, yeah, I got Damn Good Coffee and Hot. Yep. And well, I noticed we are now at 88 likes for the Phantom Zone podcast on Facebook.
Very nice.
Only 12 more to 100. So if you're out there and you haven't given us a like on Facebook, please give us a like because we'd like to get to 100.
Right. Like.
Please tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your, sure. People from parallel dimension, whatever. We'll take them.
Welcome.
Yep. Give us some likes and we'll get up to 100. That'd be awesome.
Infinite Earths welcome.
Yep. And, but those 88 of you, thank you very much for liking us, and we hope to be worthy in the future.
That's right. And I am at Aleveria, Aleveria, on Twitter. And in my bio, there is a link to my blog, at which you can find all my other links and a lot of posts about stuff that you probably don't care about.
Oh, that sounds harsh.
Okay. Reading, Warcraft, editing, audio, some other stuff.
That's your thing.
Yeah, I know.
That's what makes you.
Yeah. All my Warcraft posts are about dressing up my characters though.
Well, if you're a Warcraft person, you're going to be really into that, right?
No, not really. That's a very small segment of people.
Okay, so you're saying it's not just boring to non-Warcraft people, it's boring to Warcraft people?
Some Warcraft people, yes.
Okay. Because there's got to be some people into it, right?
There were a lot of people that asked for it, to make it so that you can customize how you look. But I mean, that's not really playing the game. It's, it's making yourself look a different way.
Hey, if it's something you enjoy, why not?
You have to go into old dungeons and run them over and over again to get something to drop so that you can wear it.
Okay.
So that you can change your helm to look like this other. I had to run Black Temple 1,000 times to get this thing that looks like a blindfold.
Okay.
So that I could change my helm into a blindfold for my ninja character.
So I guess that cure for cancer isn't happening anytime soon. Okay.
I spent all my time running Black Temple. I literally ran it 1,000 times. I mean, if you looked up how many times that character ran Black Temple, it would say probably killed Illidan Stormrage 2,800 times.
Nice. All right.
Anyway. So yeah, there's stuff like that there. So if you want to read my blog, that's cool. But
please read her blog.
At the top of my blog, there's a list of places where you can find me.
Yep.
All the other stuff,
Okay.
Instagram and Google Plus and Facebook and all that other stuff, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay, now for our announcement.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, I don't have anything. What can I say?
Maybe the Super Friends music. There we go.
Phrasing.
There you go. And of course, Archer has to chime in.
That's right. Here we go.
Danger Zone.
Danger Zone.
Okay, so next weekend, the 3rd of September of 2016, in case you're listening in the future.
Not 2017.
No.
And 2018 is right
out. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The what is it? The hand grenade of...
Yeah, the holy hand grenade of Antioch.
Grenade, yes.
Yeah.
5 is right out.
You like that reference, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I love that scene so much.
It is the whole movie.
Okay, so next week, the 3rd of September, 2016. Go ahead.
We'll just say it's going to be episode 75 of the Phantom Zone podcast.
Right, which will be a special episode for us.
And how are we going to celebrate that, Karen?
Because it is a special episode, we are going to be doing a live show. And it's not only a special episode for us, it's a special episode, period. This next weekend, Labor Day weekend, is something called Geekonomicon in Oklahoma City. And Golden Spiral Media, which most of you know, I do shows for them as well, is teaming up with Rob from
Southgate Media Group.
And we're doing this marathon over there, and it will be benefiting the National Multiple Sclerosis Foundation. And
easy for you to say.
Again, as most of you know, I don't call it that. I call it MS. As most of you know, I have MS, and so does another host on GSM. So we'll be benefiting that charity with the marathon.
Obviously a great charity benefit.
I think so, personally.
Well, I think so too. So,
good. So I kind of cajoled Charles into doing an hour.
It took like, ow, don't twist my arm, ow.
And what we'll be doing is on Saturday, it will be from 6 to 7 Eastern time on Saturday. And we'll be doing just an abbreviated show, kind of a news,
we're basically gonna kind of like preview our upcoming season 3 of the Phantom Zone podcast with all the new fall shows, and we're going to talk about probably some comics on TV news as well. But so it's not going to be our traditional reviews, but you will get to hear the Phantom Zone podcast live,
right? And I'm guessing you will see us as well.
What kind of a train wreck will result? We'll find out. Tune in next time. Same Phantom Zone time, same Phantom Zone channel.
Right. And you can see the details at, hold on a minute. It is.
We're really prepared, aren't we?
I have it here. I just had to find the tab. I have like 20 tabs open. It's at goldenspiralmedia.com / and it's got dashes in between all these. geek-out-ms-podcast-marathon. So that's Geek Out MS Podcast Marathon with dashes between them all.
I have a suggestion. Why don't we post this on our Phantom Zone podcast page?
We will.
And so that way it'd be a lot easier for you to find and check out.
Right. We'll do that. And it has a countdown timer. It has a
We'll also put it on our Twitter account.
Yeah. It has a link to Geekonomicon and a link to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, and the page where you can donate if you feel so inclined.
Please donate.
Please. We're going for $2,500, which I think is very attainable this weekend. So, and there will also be podcasts that are not on either of our networks that are from Daryl's business, Pro Podcast Solutions. So there will be a variety of podcasts, business podcasts, positivity, inspirational podcasts, psychology podcasts, lots of different podcasts. There's like a Pinterest podcast.
Okay.
So, so many different podcasts will be participating.
But obviously the one you care about is us, the Phantom Zone podcast, right?
And I'll be on 3 times. If you're interested at all in that,
of course we're interested. So tell us when you're going to be on.
Well, I'll be on just a little bit earlier on Saturday, talking about Timeless, which is my new upcoming podcast with Doug Payton, who was my co-host for Under the Dome, and he also has MS. So we'll be also describing, some of the things we suffer with for MS. So you might want to listen to that one if you're at all interested in hearing about the disease. Then the Phantom Zone that night with Charles, and then Sunday from 3 to 3:30, and we might go a whole hour, I'm not sure. Me and Jeff will be talking about Gotham. So
okay.
I'll be on those times. And that's all Eastern.
Right.
So
so you might have to do some math if you're not in the Eastern time zone, but
hey.
That's all right.
I think
it's what you get for not being in a real time zone, kids.
I had to do math because he's got it all in Central time zone. Because
that's okay.
He's in the wrong time zone.
I know.
It's just wrong.
He's not in the cool time zone.
So that is exciting news for us. I decided that would be our 75th episode since we record on Saturday anyway. It just happens to coincide. And I thought I'd ask Charles. Charles was on board right away.
Yeah, totally. What better way to celebrate our big 75th episode than with our first live podcast?
That's right. So you can tune in to that page that I gave out. We'll give the links, like Charles said, and you can see us and hear us live for our 75th episode, and we will be talking comics with you.
And hopefully Rob will get this episode here up quickly so that everybody has time to check out the live podcast. But again, we will post this on our Facebook page and also our Twitter page, our Twitter account.
I'm guessing not only will we post it separately, but if you look down from this post right here, we'll also post a link down below this podcast.
That podcast down there.
See? You see me pointing, Charles, down below our podcast? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll put a link to the Geekonomicon Golden Spiral Media page down below us right here.
I think that sounds like a good plan. And I will also post a link on Damn Good Coffee once this episode gets posted.
Awesome.
As well.
Awesome. I'll send you a link to the press release.
Please do.
Put details in if you like.
Yeah, please do.
Awesome sauce.
Yep.
So I'm really excited about that.
Yep.
As you can tell.
So, we're excited. So, big stuff next week. And for right now, though,
we are done.
We're done. I think you've listened to us long enough.
Audi 5000, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So we'll talk to you next week.
See ya. We'll be live.
So listen to the end, right?
Right.
I drank some root beer so I can belch, but I can't. Sorry.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.